It's my Steve Blass jump shirt.
It is the Steve Blass. What year did that happen?
October 17th, 1971.
Is that the free one that the Pirates gave away? Yeah, Sugardale.
I just got exposed. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Sacred Grounds featuring Robby and Uncle Paulie. I'm Robby and Smikowski, your host. This is episode 4 of our brand new podcast, and I can't wait for all of you to join us. And welcome to those of you who are just joining us. My co-host is 23-year retired City of Pittsburgh firefighter, current organ donor, driver, extraordinaire, father, funny dude, Paul Hogan. Paul, hello.
What's up, Robby? How are you?
Episode 4. Here we are.
Yeah. We had a guest as early as about an hour ago, didn't we?
That's all right. Tony Watson. So we teased it, actually, and my man Tony Watson, 2014 National League All-Star, 11-year Major League veteran. He actually saw the clip that I did a couple shows ago where I said, Tony, you're coming on our show. Tony, I'm not letting you off the hook. Tony Watson, yes, you're coming on the show next chance we get. No, he had family stuff, and he's a great guy, and I can't wait for him to talk to us. He's in my book, Sacred Grounds, which is cool.
He is.
So we're going to get Tony here next episode. Anyways, we're going to talk opening day, and me and you had a chance to do opening day again. This was our third opening day together as buddies with our buddies.
Yes, not a work situation.
Not a work situation. Right. How do you describe opening day?
How do I describe opening day? It's a holiday, right? It's actually the wouldn't you agree? It's for me, it's the greatest day of the year. But we might have two different versions of this. You rarely get to experience what we do, what people like me have my whole life. So I'm gonna just flip it right back at you, but I'm gonna answer your question. But I want to know what's the difference with you working them. Because, I mean, you couldn't possibly have had that same feeling working it versus being able to have a bunch of these, scream, swear, say what's on your mind for real.
You know, I'm going to tell you about my experience with opening day. I remember a few of them in my life as a fan.
Yes.
Yeah, cheers. And by the way, thanks to our glasses.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks to Jimmy Hoffman at Mario's on the South Side for these glasses.
Mm-hmm.
I'm drinking water, as we say in Philly, where I grew up.
Can you say water again?
Water. They make shirts in Philly that say clear water, W-O-O-D-E-R, because in Philly, we call it water.
Everyone in Philly ends up making license plates in the prison, too.
See, that is the unnecessary shot that you had to take at my hometown. We don't control where we're from, dude. I live in Pittsburgh, and everybody in Pittsburgh that I tell I'm from Philadelphia, I always get to, it's so bad.
When you were a little kid in Philadelphia.
Oh, here we go. Go ahead. I'm waiting for it.
When you had opening day, when you were going opening day, did you throw rocks at old ladies before Lazinski hit a home or like right after Lazinski hit a home run?
You know how long I've been dealing with this nonsense? 13 friggin' years of this sarcasm with Paul. 2003 was the last opening day at Veterans Stadium, and my buddy Kevin Tedesco, who still works for the team, works for the Phillies, and he had gotten me 2 tickets, and I remember going with my grandma. They played the Pirates that day. It was Jim Thome's first year with the Phillies, and in his first at-bat, you know what he did? He hit a triple. Jim Thome, he of the 600-plus career homers.
I can't imagine
hit a triple on his first. And I'll never forget the Pirates wearing the yellow pants, yellow jerseys, and it was an amazing experience being at the final opening day at Vet Stadium. And then in 2004, Citizens Bank Park opened, and I remember taking my grandma. I remember doing that as a fan. I remember a couple other random ones, but that one really sticks out. But I had a chance to work 16 of them in baseball as a reporter on television. And, you know, when you work them as a TV reporter, TV announcer, whatever you want to call it, it hits different. And that's not necessarily a bad thing because you're still taking it all in, but you can't drink and you're there to work. But it feels like everybody there has a level of excitement. No matter if your team is going to win the World Series,
Right.
potentially if they're going to
I
suck,
mean, you had to feed off the crowd for a day like that.
there was nothing better. There was nothing
It's
better.
so wonderful. When you were a little kid, I'll speak for us in Pittsburgh. We had sanctioned hooky when we were little kids. You were allowed to stay home from school. You were allowed to go to the game, and it was a different time where you could just get on a bus and go down to the Pirate game at Three Rivers. And if you only had like $5, that was enough for your hot dog and Pepsi for the game. I mean, it was just something that was really, really great. That doesn't exist today. It's like much more corporate now. I'm not saying it's worse. Now. It's more fun, but it's more adult fun, I think, now, where it's like collecting baseball cards. The adults have kind of ruined it. I think opening day is more magical for an adult now than a child.
I think that's interesting that you say that, because I would agree with that. But what's also cool, so let me tell you guys a little bit about the tradition that I have created. I'm so happy. It's my third time doing it. So 2024, 25, and 26. So in 2024, I was working with the Texas Rangers, and I was there for opening day, but they were the defending World Series champions and played the first game of the year that year, and the Pirates started on the road. So the calendar gods were on my side, and I was able to come back home and be there. And then last year and here this year in 2026, we're able to go together. But what's cool about that is our friend Jeff Tomer, who is a Pittsburgh police officer, he takes his wife and son to the game. He is now, I think, 9, right? So he's at the age where he remembers it. So that is what's cool, is being able to partake in opening day with a guy, his wife, and son, because his son at 9 is going to remember opening day.
Right. I was trying to explain to him,
Him meaning Nick.
Nick, his son, Nick,
Yep.
Jeff's son, Nick, why Ricky Henderson is the greatest leadoff hitter of all time. I don't think he cared.
No. At 9, they don't
No,
know who
he
Ricky
didn't
Henderson
care.
was.
He didn't care.
R.I.P. Ricky Henderson. But yeah, one of the greatest base stealer of all time, and a wonderful guy, and just
Greatest
such a great
leadoff-
player. And he's
greatest
one of your
leadoff.
favorite players also too, right?
He
Ricky
should be
Henderson?
one of everybody's favorite players of all time. Colorful personality, greatest leadoff hitter,
The greatest Ricky Henderson.
130 steals.
Remember when he set the record at the Oakland Coliseum?
Said, I am the greatest.
I am the greatest of all. Like,
Didn't Nolan Ryan piss on it that night?
it was just, what's that?
Didn't Nolan Ryan throw a no-no that night? I have to look.
I don't
check
think
that.
he threw it.
I could be wrong on that. I
don't think he did that game, but Ricky.
No, that night, that day.
Oh, I could have been a double. I don't know. We'd have to look that up.
Yeah, we'll look that up. I'm probably wrong.
Yeah, probably wrong. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We'll check it, but most likely you're wrong. But
He did. He said, I'm the greatest.
it was like, it was such a Ricky moment, by the way,
Mhm.
because he was such an entertaining guy that would like grab the mic, be like, for now, I am the greatest of all time. Like, there was like no humility in that moment, but it was amazing to see.
So in Philadelphia, when you were young, really going to the vet for an opener.
We used to sneak in all the time, not on opening day, but we would sneak into the vet. My best friend, Donnie Maddox, growing up, we still talk every day. Not every day. We still talk all the time. In center field of Vet Stadium, you used to be able, we were skinny enough. They had like those revolving metal,
Yeah, they had him.
not
I mean,
turnstiles.
the Three
but
Rivers and the vet were templates of one another.
basically the same thing. So the one was bent. I don't know who bent it, but we found the one that had to bend it, and we used to sneak in the back in center field, and we used to sneak in and just roam around.
Did you?
My buddy Donnie and I did it all
It
the
was
time.
$1 at Three Rivers every day if you were under 12. So you just get
How long did you get away with that till? You were about, what, 14?
It was about 31. No, till they demolished it.
Yeah, pretty much
Just
the whole time.
one for me.
But no, it was a lot of fun. Opening day in Philly was a lot of fun.
Was
Phillies,
it a day game? Was it always a day game?
I don't remember.
Because it was always a day game.
Yeah,
remember?
I don't remember. Mostly yes, but I don't remember that. But what's cool is doing it as a reporter. Opening day is always the craziest day of the year, because I would always say to people, look, don't send me a message, like, just not the morning of opening day and not during the game, because I can't come over and say hi. I can't. And I loved it. I was so thankful. It's not like it was a pain in the ass or anything like that, because it wasn't. But opening day is just so crazy because there's so much going on. You have to be here at this time of pregame. You got to be here. Then I have to find 20 minutes to jam some food down my mouth so I'm not starving by first pitch. So it's always just a crazy day. And I'll never forget one time. This was Andrew McCutchen, his first year back with the Pirates, so it was 2023. And I remember getting a message from somebody, and I'm not going to obviously mention names here, said that they had a friend in town that wanted to meet Andrew McCutchen. It was the most insane message I've ever gotten on opening day of my life. I'm like, yes, I'm going to
I can guarantee that.
bring Andrew McCutchen to meet your friend on opening day, which is the craziest day of the year to begin with, on top of that. But what's really cool is our tradition. Like you and I, we hit McFadden's before the game.
Mm-hmm.
We did a couple great bombs with our boy Matt Yoder, who bartends there, and the rest of the gang. I put some chicken fingers and French fries on your tab, which was also nice.
Yeah, you did.
Put a couple drinks on your tab.
We'll talk about that.
Which is also nice. But it's just a cool tradition. I really enjoy being able to do it with my buddies who love baseball.
I do. I couldn't agree more. Now, when did you? We used to, like I said before, we were allowed to play hooky that day. Were you allowed to in Philadelphia because it was a day game?
No, because I strive to get perfect attendance every year, unlike you.
Oh my!
I was a student who actually cared about class.
Christ's sake. Okay. Yeah.
Tell me,
what we would do is, this is a message for the kids. Get good penmanship. Create good. Don't get good grades. Don't satisfy your parents. Just get good penmanship.
why is
Good
that?
penmanship.
Why?
So you could write your own early dismissals. And that's what we did. That's what I did. I have,
What did
for
you
all my
say?
flaws, I have wonderful penmanship because I would write my own early dismissals.
And what did it say?
Oh, whatever.
Please
What- whatever
excuse
to
Paul
say.
Hogan from class today
Yeah,
because
it would be like, Paul Hogan is whatever. Paul Hogan is sick today. Paul has a dentist appointment. Paul will have a doctor appointment today. And I had better penmanship than my own mother. When she would write them, they would question it.
how often did it work?
Every time. Every time.
I feel like it should be a local holiday now in all 30 ballparks.
I think every opening day, maybe with the exception of a featured one on ESPN or something like that, or whatever it's on, should all be day games. They should all be day games.
All right, so let's talk about this opening day. We taped our show with Mary Hours.
We did. That was fun.
We drove down to First Avenue in Pittsburgh here at the T stop, and then we jumped on the T, and then we got off at the stadium. Where did we go first? Did we go right to McFadden's?
We did go right to McFadden's. And did you find it surprising that
Yeah, we went right to McFadden's.
that people still recognize you?
It happens more than I thought it would.
Just kidding.
It's so like people love their
It did.
love their sports personalities.
People
here in
people still go up to Robby, and they recognize him. It drives me crazy since I'm the guy that put him on the map. But here they are going up to Robby, recognizing him.
I know I sound like a complete douchebag in saying that, but it's entertaining because look, I was a Pirates TV reporter for 11 seasons.
No,
right?
everyone
2013 to
everyone knows who
2023.
you are, Rob.
It was a lot of fun,
Yeah.
but now I get a chance to talk to these guys and I could be a little more honest.
I think
And not that it's bad, because like every time people
no,
talk
this
to
is
you,
really good.
I'm going to tell you the truth. And this is for every reporter, TV personality. Now that I'm in this forum, I could essentially say whatever the hell I want, right? Now, I'm not going to light
what I was
myself
gonna
on
say.
fire.
It has to be liberating to you because I think the problem with Pirates fans and an on-field reporter is they forget that you have a job to do. You are a paid homer. You are nothing. I mean,
Essentially,
you're
yes.
a paid homer. So people might say, "Man, Robby, he says the same things every interview, the same things." Well, how hard was it for you to find a million different ways to ask the same question?
It's a skill. Therein lies the skill. And we could delve into that if you want a little bit, because I guess here's my point. When you have a 162 game schedule, I worked about roughly 135, 140, 142, 143, somewhere around there. It's the amount of games I worked during the season, right? And when you win a lot of games, which some seasons the Pirates did, sometimes they didn't win as much, but you're still winning 60-something games a year minimum. So how can you talk about what that game meant, especially in August and September when the team is essentially out of it? It's hard to do that.
I can't. It would be very difficult to do it. How hard did you find it? If you don't mind, we're going this avenue on the.
It's
on
the
the
beauty of this. I can.
How hard
say
did you find
anything.
it for every game? So we see you at all the home games.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, by the way, I wanted to change Robby's name from Ince Mikowski. I don't know about that Ince Mikowski. I wanted to change it to Robby Thunder for the longest time.
What do we
He
think
was
about
never on
Robbie
board.
Thunder,
Can we
everybody?
just start calling him Robbie
What do
Thunder?
we think about Robbie Thunder?
Robbie Thunder.
Robbie.
Yes. Yeah. We'll see.
All right.
See what we can do with this.
Wait, let me finish my other point because
And I have another one too. But
I
go
do
ahead.
like digging into this. So when you have that job, right? Me and you, we'd be at Mario's ripping great bombs or
Yeah.
having a good time, and it's usually the younger crowd, and they're usually a little oiled up, and they come up to me and they start talking. The first thing, you know, the normal storylines come up, and that's great. It's no problem. I have no problem. I never had a problem engaging with anybody as long as it was like pretty respectful. And I think any reporter would say that. And a lot of my colleagues and contemporaries in the business, they get bothered way more than I do, way more than I did, because I'm just a dude with a great haircut and a beautiful face and a great personality. But these other reporters are, that's right.
Continue.
So they, you know, there are some that are a lot more famous social media wise and TV wise than I was, right? But that never drove me by any stretch, right? But you have to kind of toe the line a little bit. And there's only so much you can say, just in general. There's only so much you could say, because if you cross a line, you got to worry about some executive or somebody has a phone, somebody's taking a video. At some point, you're like, man, I would love to just be myself, and here we are. And not that it's bad, not because I'm going to say anything crazy, but like they would come up to me like, Bob Nutting's cheap. Bob Nutting's cheap. Well, I mean, he just gave Connor Griffin $140 million. He gave Andrew McCutchen a bunch of money in 2012. Gregory Polanco, Starling Marte. I'm not saying there were record-breaking extensions by any means, but the Pirates have a trend of doing this. And when you look at the team this year, now is the time for Bob to add guys like O'Hearn,
Couldn't agree more.
Lau.
So you're thinking seasons in past seasons where they're losing more than they're winning, and then the rally tally has happened.
Right, and go look at the Anaheim Angels when they signed Josh Hamilton, Albert Pujols. They had Trout, Ohtani, Dan Herron, Jared Weaver, C.J. Wilson. They had all these, you know, they signed Rendon. That contract was the worst in the history of baseball. But like, the Pirates have been to the playoffs more recently than the LA Angels have been to the playoffs. And I'm not knocking them, but they've spent like $2 billion. So what I would always say to people was, look at a lot of these championship teams and look at their core. They had a solid core, and then they would trade and sign free agents. And I think that's what we're seeing now with the Pirates. But you try explaining that in a bar to somebody, and if you don't say, oh, Bob Nutting's cheap, they get mad at you. But
well, I'm the guy in the bar.
Right.
I'm on the other side of you, and I think of this. Yeah, that didn't work out for the Angels. They pissed away a lot of money. The Mets are pissing away a lot of money.
Same thing.
It's happening right now.
$350 million something was their payroll in like 2023. It was crazy.
But you have the New York Mets and California Angels, and you have the Anaheim Angels. What their fans have from my side of the table is they were delivered hope in the offseason every year. And the Pirates, not so much.
Does hope win you games?
No, hope doesn't win you games. But you know
that's what I would say to people, though. You understand what I'm saying?
Sure, but it would have been nice in years past for the Pirates to be in the conversation for some of these guys, and we just weren't.
And now is the time to do it, though, and they did it.
No doubt.
And I'm not kissing Bob's ass. That's not what I'm here to do. I don't work for Bob, right? But I'm just saying, yeah, Bob doesn't help his cause sometimes in terms of public perception. And then, like, I'm tired of hearing we want world championship baseball back in Pittsburgh. Like, just be realistic. And that is what was hard to defend sometimes. Is like you'd listen to executives, we want world-class baseball, championship baseball. And, bro, you can't say that trotting out this roster. And that's not to knock the guys on the roster. It's just when every other team is cranking out superstar, it's like, all right, let's try to build from within.
Eckersley call us the hodgepodge of nothingness.
That was unbelievable.
Remember he did that?
Oh, I worked that game.
Yeah, we killed him that night, too. It was a good game.
I remember that one like it was yesterday. Bly Madris was batting.
Yeah.
When that happened, I remember talking to Bly after that. I'm like, Bly, he's like, I know, man. I know.
He went right on the air with that too.
But that guy didn't care what he said on the air.
Yeah, he still doesn't care.
No. When you're in the Hall of Fame, why would you care?
I love him for it though. Speaking of terrible hair.
So who, Eckersley?
Yeah.
That haircut hasn't changed in a while. Eck was a hell of a closer.
So what we were saying there,
right.
how hard was it for you when you were on the road? Did you have to come up with your own hits?
Yes.
And I can't imagine coming up with, over the course of a season, you have to come up with 300 hits.
When the team, more
It
than
has
that,
to be.
when the team struggled, well, first of all, in television, you only use maybe 10, 20% of what you have prepared in general.
Yeah.
Usually they say about, I don't know, 10, 20%. Some nights I would use, if I had 5 or 6 things ready to go, sometimes I would use 3 or 4. But that was up to the producer. And, this stare is for the people who are going to send me messages when they see this. Wink, wink. But I don't know. It just depended on the flow of the game, who was winning, if the producer wants to put you on the air or if he doesn't. I had a producer that hated my guts. He didn't. He wanted me gone from day one. So that was.
Were you ever? Or did you purposely?
You were fighting. At times you were fighting 2 battles, right? And I could sound like an angry little bitch right now, whatever it is. But everybody behind the scenes this isn't even up for debate whether they agree or not. But because they do agree with me. So it would just depend, on a certain game. I would try to prepare 6 to 7 things a night. And then if we use 2 or 3, cool.
Would the flow of the game dictate your
hits?
hits?
All the time. Yeah, if you had a close game, I'm not telling some human interest story unless it's something crazy interesting, really good that had to get in. But if it was some nugget that was, I don't know, could take it or leave it, it usually didn't get in. But if we had a blowout, I was getting used. Close game, probably not. That's in general kind of, you notice that a little bit with certain broadcasts.
How about Inside Pirate Baseball when all that rain delay shit that no one would ever
Well,
watch?
we would just record that and it would run on loop. That was easy.
I mean, when did you do that? When did you?
We would record that during.
If you went into St. Louis, would you make that during the day?
Yeah, we would record that. If we were on the road, we would find a scenic area to do it if we're on the road. So we would go, with the city in the background in Chicago, we'd walk along Michigan Avenue or walk along Lakeshore and take shots with the city in the background. St. Louis, we would get the Arch, different places during the day if we were on the road.
That's nice.
If it was not a scenic city, we would just go, I don't know, 45 minutes early.
When you were in Philly, did you go see the statue of Rocky that all you people think was real?
See, that's 2 shots you've taken at Philly now. A Philly.
I like Philadelphia. I've had many, many good times in Philadelphia.
Yeah,
I used to guest bartend at Finnegan's Wake in Philadelphia.
By the way, I want to talk about Paul's shirt for a second. Can you just move your microphone and to get a single shot of Paul?
This was
and look at that.
This was
shirt.
This was not on purpose. I just threw it on.
The Big Texan is in Amarillo, Texas, right? So you want to talk about road trips? The Big Texan Steak Ranch. Let me tell you about the Big Texan Motel in Amarillo, Texas. That was our team motel when I was a minor league hockey play-by-play guy for the Arizona Sundogs. 2008 Central Hockey League champion, Arizona Sundogs. I still have a beautiful ring. By the way, Pierre Lacroix, rest in peace. I love you, man. His wife, Coco, Eric Lacroix. I love you guys. They owned our team, and they were
How
amazing.
are your living conditions in the old?
So the Big Texan Motel, I was 31, 32 years old staying in this place. It was the absolute worst place in the history of mankind. And I'll never forget my last trip there. I went into the gift shop. So imagine being 32 years old. You're making $16,000 a year, okay, to broadcast minor league hockey games. You're sitting on buses for an average of about 9, 10, 11 hours at a time. And you get to Amarillo, and there's 300 people at the Amarillo Civic Center doing this game on a Friday and Saturday night.
I didn't even know they had a Civic Center.
Yes, and you're broadcasting to an audience of about 25 outside of the players' families, right? So our games were streamed online. And I'll never forget the cow print sheets, the barn doors leading into the bathroom, the state of Texas shower curtain, horrible food. It was the bane of my existence.
I wish I knew we were going to talk about this because I have pictures of this.
So I'll never forget the last time we were there. I'd gotten my first job on television at Fox Sports Arizona. Mike Roth, Mike Connolly, love you guys. Thank you for the opportunity. Put me on television in Phoenix. I remember going in and buying postcards from the Big Texan going, I'm never coming back to this place the rest of my life.
I can't wait to go back, and I'm going to tell everybody why, too.
So I took these postcards, And I said to myself, I'm putting these in my travel bag. So the next year I'd gotten the Twins job, doing the Twins and Timberwolves as their TV reporter and host. And I laminated these postcards after they got beat up a little bit. And I put them in my bag and traveled with them everywhere I went. And I'll never forget sitting on an airplane ride. I was doing the Minnesota Wild game. I don't even remember what city we were in, but I was sitting next to their former radio play-by-play guy, Bob Kurtz. And I remember Bob was complaining about the shrimp cocktail as we were sitting in first-class seats on this Delta Charter share plane. And he was like, the shrimp cocktail's not very good before we took off. I went into my bag. I pulled out this postcard. I go, Bob, 2 years ago, this was my team motel. I go, I'm happy to just have a seat on this plane.
I will say that was the worst goddamn hotel ever. And I only even know what those rooms look like. Because remember, you called me and I said, I'm at this place. And you said, oh my God, I used to live there. So for anyone who was listening, when I retired from the fire department, I decided to take a few cross-country drives. One of them was Route 66. I flew into Chicago. I started where Route 66 begins, and I drove all the way across 8 states to the Santa Monica Pier. And it's all of Route. So I went to go see all the Hokie Americana, and it was amazing. Well, part of that in Texas, in the northern panhandle of Texas, is Route 40 and Route 66 that goes through Amarillo. And Amarillo, think of the movie The Great Outdoors. John Candy, Dan Aykroyd.
Yep.
Time to introduce Mr. Thick Dick to Mr. Urinal. It's one of the greatest movies of all time. So in that movie, do you remember he had they made John Candy eat the 96er, the 96-ounce steak, if he could eat it. So it was this great scene in that movie. That's the Big Texan. As soon as you get there, they try to sell you a 90-ounce steak.
72. 72-ounce steak. You have
72-ounce steak. Okay, 72-ounce steak. And they got a big stage that you eat it on. They got a big clock. So they got a big clock. And it's the best and worst thing you'll ever see in your life. But it's like 2 trains colliding. You can't not look. And it was absolutely amazing. I went in there. It was only 11 a.m. and I wasn't even hungry. And I ordered a steak in there. And I'm pretty sure it tasted worse than if you were eating Andy Dufresne's shoe in Shawshank.
Really?
It was absolutely fucking terrible.
So to finish the story about the 72-ounce steak, what happens is if you agree to take on the Big Texan Steak Challenge,
yes,
you have an hour to eat a 72-ounce steak,
yes,
shrimp cocktail, or I think it's like a couple fried shrimp, salad and bread, baked potato in an hour.
You have to
if
eat.
you do it in an hour, you get it for free.
Yes.
If not, you have to pay whatever the cost is.
But they put you up on a stage, and you have to eat it elevated in front of everybody.
In front of everybody if you're taking it, and the whole restaurant watches you.
And that's all of Route 66.
That was my.
That's every place you go. If you ever get a chance, if you can, take 2 weeks of your life and drive all of Route 66.
I don't know what that has to do with baseball on the Sacred Grounds podcast, but that's great. No, I think it's amazing. No, this is what we talk about, man. This is great stuff.
Well, it ties into.
But that's what minor league life is like.
But look, if you never went to Amarillo, you wouldn't be sitting here right now. You could have been in the salesman.
Oh, it changed the trajectory of my career.
In fact, if I remember right, I think we talked about this a long time ago. Like years ago, you were going to flat out quit this hockey team, weren't you?
Well, I said, going into my second year in minor league hockey, I said, this is the last year I'm doing this. I'm 32 years old. I was about to turn, I was 32 years old. I'm like, okay, I'm way far behind in getting started in this career. And thankfully I got the Twins job coming out of that because I was doing some freelancing at Fox Sports Arizona my last year there in Phoenix, which was 2008. And then I moved in March of 2009 to Minneapolis. For the last year of the Metrodome, Twins, opening day against the Seattle Mariners. I'll never forget it. Felix Hernandez against Francisco Liriano. First game I went to at the Metrodome was that one. Opening day, 2009. Last year of Metrodome,
That's
2010 Target Field opener. What's that?
That's 2 great starting pitchers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So opening day, let's wrap this up by just talking about go ahead.
No, nothing at all. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying opening day, man. It's like we went to McFadden's. What would you say our BAC was by the time we entered the game at about 3:35, 3:40, somewhere around there?
I would say we were legally drunk, but not like years past when I was criminally drunk.
Yeah. I saw a couple people during the game, and I got a couple texts like, "Man, it was great seeing." I'm like, dude, I was about a .15 when I saw you. Other people,
Yeah.
I
That's
might
why
have
we
been
take
about
the tea.
that's why we took the tea, left
yeah.
the car there. I took
Yeah.
Uber. Oh, actually, my buddy Drew drove me home that night.
Did he?
But I was going to take the incline back up to the mount and hang out. Anyways, it was a lot of fun.
But
Opening day is a great tradition. We would love to hear your opening day memories. If anybody wants to share them in the comments, send us pictures. We would love to put them up there and talk about them. If we have enough followers that pay attention to this, we might not have them yet.
We got a lot. We got a lot.
At the time of this recording, we have a little under 600.
Right.
Are we ever going to grow this show?
Yes. Yeah. I think we'll.
Are people going to? What is likable about you? We already know what's likable about me.
Yeah, me. That's about it. So opening day, right? Opening day. It's the universal reset. That's.
But how much fun did we have?
Do you know what I mean when I say the universal reset? It's the universal reset. Last year's over. Everybody has hope. We're all in first place. I love it.
And the Pirates at the time of this recording are a very good team right now.
They are. I think. Well, no, they're 500. They were 5. They had fun 5 in a row.
They're above 500. They won 5
No,
in a
they
row.
won 5 in a row.
We're in the early stages of the season, but I would be excited if I'm a Pirates fan right now. I really would.
Well,
I think they have a playoff team, and I'm dead serious.
The KG is lighting the fire for everybody right now.
KG is Connor Griffin.
Yeah, when you finally have a generational pitcher where ownership now says, yes, we're serious. We're going to build a ball club around this guy. And it's pretty awesome.
Paul Skeens, Mitch Keller.
It's pretty awesome.
Some pieces in there that you can build around.
Damn right.
And it's an exciting time to be a Pirates fan, don't you think?
I couldn't agree more.
All right. Do you have anything else? I think we yapped enough.
No. I had stuff for
Tony.
For Tony, but we're
gonna get him on. Any other guests you want to see here? Let us know. If we have enough followers, follow us, like us.
We have a lot of followers.
Subscribe.
We'll get into once we get. What are we at? About 600 right now. I think we'll have 5,000 before you know it.
Wow. Are we good enough to have 5,000?
I'm at least.
Ryan, are we good enough to have 5,000? He's shaking his head yes on the other side.
I mean, I'm 4,100 of them. I'll give. How about you, Robby?
It's my Steve Blass jump shirt.
It is the Steve Blass. What year did that happen?
October 17th, 1971. The blast jump after he threw a complete game, his second of the World Series, but his second complete game came in Game 7, 1971 World Series, which reminds me, Steve Blass, I need you on the show. You were my broadcast partner for 7 years, and I'm wearing your shirt. Steve, somebody get this to him. He's not a social media guy, but Steve, get on the show.
Is that the free one that the Pirates gave away? Yeah, Sugar Dale.
I just got exposed.
All right, let's end it.
Paul, do you want to end it?
No. For Robby and Smikowski, I'm Paul Hogan, Sacred Grounds, the podcast. We'll see you next week.